no flex. Flex, alive is one in the six. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walking, drink blood, trains out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. On the bleed. Blue Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. You know, some of you ain't gonna like this, but as usual, I don't care. Told y'all before, I stand front and center with my people, but I'm not gonna defend you unconditionally, especially when I got my own integrity and I got my own brand, especially my own brand on the line. If you're on some BS, I'm gonna call you out on it. And a lot of y'all do silly things like that. And let me say this, man. I've defended Al Haymon. 100%. I've defended Al Haymon. 100%. But now that the dust has settled, time for us to start calling it what it is. I defended Al from guys like Rick Glasser and everybody non-black. I was coming at Al because I knew it was coming from a different space. Now that the dust has settled, I'm not going to be left defending Al and what we thought he was creating that was, what we thought was a good thing. And it really wasn't. It really wasn't. We have to keep it 100% honest about where we're at. As a boxing community, we look to Al to do something special. And started out good, but then the end game was we fumbled. And this last thing that was done against Devin Haney, I don't even run the PBC no more. There's some two Latin dudes, whatever that. We don't even run the PBC anymore. You know me? And we're gonna call it out. Let me do this roll call real quick. I just wanted to get it popping. David Scott III, Stormy B-Man. In here with everything. Salute, brother. Real Spell, Steve O. I see the Rumble link, right? So you already know what's gonna happen. Captain America, Isaac, Columbia, Third Gang Boss, Netrick, Snoop in the building, Robert Singleton, Nah Gilbert, Brown Sniper, HMC, Mr. Big Play, walking down Van Howder, salute, K-Rod in the building, Tay-Tay, good morning, Charlene, Coach Hudson in the building, salute. I see the Rumble link. I know what it's doing. Brother Lamar. Snacks B. Rod Neal in the building. Houston. Gion next up. Y'all Big G. 88 Sports Talk. Will St. Clair in the building. Y'all see the Rumble link. Everybody knows it's about to pop off. All right, so let's get to it. Okay, first of all, the title of my show is Al Haymon versus Black Solidarity. Let me define solidarity. Yeah, solidarity is unity, agreement, or mutual support among individuals or groups with shared interests, goals, or values. You'll understand that. We're all adults here, right? We're not making any room for no trolling or nothing like that. We're not going to deal. My bad. My bad. We're not making any room for the trolls. When you see them, block Miguel on site. Doug Riff, salute. So it's pretty much a definition of solidarity. It signifies a community of feelings and acting together, often to support others facing adversity. You hear that? Often to support others facing adversity or to stand against injustice. It is a firm, selfless commitment to the common good. Selfless. See, the problem is a lot of people don't understand what it is to be selfless, because they're selfish. They don't understand what it is to be selfish. You want to talk about leading by example. If people come into an organization and all they see is everyone helping each other, they'll fall in line and help each other. And everyone will have a well-oiled wheel. But if you come here thinking me, I talk to you a lot about the LDBC. I ain't gonna get into it. If you know, you know. But you see, there's some people that's not around anymore. You don't get through two people being thrown out. But everybody else that was here, that went away, they were selfish, not selfless. This isn't a business. We tell y'all all the time. It's a family. We don't have to agree on topics all the time, but we're still a community. And people don't understand what community is. When they're worried about their bottom line, that's what they do. You make it a business, you're not prepared for what the business brings. Why do you think they say you're not supposed to mix politics and religion? You're not supposed to mix politics and religion, but every president of the United States allegedly has been a Christian. I ain't gonna get too deep on y'all. It's all one big contradiction. So Al Haymon, when the PBC first came out, I already knew who Al Haymon was. He was in the music industry. And he's got in the box, and I said, all right, let's see what he got. He came in hitting, he came in making noise. He was getting TV deals, and I said, you know what, I gotta support him. They were attacking him. He didn't even do interviews, right? And I defended him. 100%, I defended him. I sure did. And it was justifiably so. You had guys like Rick Glasser attacking him, and there's no money, and he's gonna go belly up, and blah, 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 blah. I said, look, man, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. All right. He was trying to tear him down. And instinctively, I see people trying to tear a brother down. I'm gonna be very honest with you. when it's a white dude, especially, it's the pot calling the kettle black, because that man's a felon. That man's a felon. Dead ass, he's a felon. He was rolling back the speedometers in his used cars. Got caught and went to jail for it. Look it up. Look it up. How dare you? This is a guy that said he stands with Daniel Kinahan. And then when Daniel Kinahan was supposed to be this cartel leader, he didn't apologize. So how dare you talk about Al Haymon? Cracker? That's what he is. Things started to change a few years later. And I'm going to jump around a little bit. Floyd Mayweather was doing fairly well. We thought there was a lot of money flowing through there. Enter Tank Davis, the marketing scheme that he is. But this isn't really about him. He's a product of these circumstances, realistically. But let me talk to the Tank Davis fans. I'm not jiving with you this morning. Canelo notoriously went through the zone, and this guy was collecting $100 million checks and not even fighting his contemporary. Everybody wanted to see him fight Benavidez. He's signing deals with no promise to fight that guy. David Benavidez is literally draining himself to make 168. And then when Canelo got tired of answering the Benavidez questions, he just kept it a buck. He said, look, man, all this guy has to offer is an additional 20 pounds on fight night. But you're Canelo. You could beat everybody. You got to do is make weight on at the weigh-in. Put a rehydration clause on it. Say you have to be 168 on fight night. Do something. You're Canelo. Because David would have did it. And the world let him get away with it. And why did I bring that up? This ain't even about Canelo, really. Well, it is, but it isn't. When Canelo made that pit stop at the PBC, he didn't stop there for peanuts. They signed him, and whatever amount of money that he asked for, he got. There was no promise to fight David Benavidez. And magically, Tank Davis's list went away. The 7-fight deal with Amazon vanished. And all of a sudden, he's getting a Jake Paul fight, and he's saying, I'm retiring at the end of 2025 with Al Haymon. I'm like, what's this Al Haymon crap about? You're a grown-ass man. You're a boss, right? So the 7-fight deal, did it go away? Let me tell y'all. See, because Tank Davis fans, I know you're listening. Y'all don't listen when I speak. I clown him a lot, but it's all within bounds. But y'all don't hear when I said they lied to Tank. I believe they told Tank, 7-fight deal, you're going to be making more money than Floyd ever made. And all I said was, out of 7 fights, there got to be at least 3 to 4 contemporaries there. So I'm cool with that. And then it went away. And none of you Tank fans said anything. I wonder why. I think there was a deal. I think they allowed Canelo to come in and eat up all the money. And then he moved on and fought Bud. And do you remember what I said? You see, Tank fans, you guys are so stupid. You're so stupid. When I said, hey, man, why do they see more value in Canelo when they got Tank right there? Canelo's not even fighting David Benavidez. Canelo's not going to run it back with Bivol. Canelo's not going to go back to 75 to face Beterbiev. He's not doing that. He's going to fight Bud because he thought it was easy. Tank has contemporaries at 35, at 40, and at 47. And a fan base that a woman at the mouth that think he could beat everybody up. All I said was, let's see it. That's all I ever said. It's easier for Tank to get those fights and make bread. And watch this, win or lose. And we couldn't even get a rematch with Lamont Roach. They were scared to let that happen. But you paid Canelo to come through and do whatever and then leave. And I said, why didn't, that was money reserved for Tank. What the fuck are y'all doing? So here's my question, y'all. How'd Al Haymon let that happen? Talk to me about black solidarity, man. Talk to me right now. My brother Rod Neal, in that super chat, he says, I can't even say the PBC lied to Tank. He didn't even know Jake Paul was gonna pay him. You know what? You're right, bro. You're right. Because he sat right up there on stage. He didn't know that Jake was paying him. Tank don't know where the bread was coming from. This, bro, listen, this kid is not bright. This kid is not bright. Delano, I don't know no more. I don't know no more. I know they said, I'll play it for you, bro. I'll play it. Because I rolled with it. When they said it, I rolled with it. And I said, good, 7 fights. He got to fight somebody. And it just vanished. This is it right here.
You say before you retire, you want to fight Devin and Shakur. Is that still the plan?
I never said that. When I said that, I never said that. But I would for sure. But I never said before I retire, I want to fight them too. I never said that.
You said
New deal, 7-fight deal, which is music to the ears of many boxing fans. Get to see you in action for several more years. What type of names are we talking about in those 7 names?
Whoever you name, they could be in it.
Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
Devin Haney.
Yeah.
Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah.
Devin Haney.
Yeah.
Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah.
Devin Haney.
Yeah.
Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah.
Devin Haney.
Yeah.
what happened, man? You tell me. I don't know. Canelo came through, got everything he wanted. He got in, he got out. This kid he wasn't trying to do anything. And you know, that could be the other side. He might not have been trying to do anything, or the cats that are really in charge of him, from Coach Kenny, Coach Cal, they said, look, he's surrounded by contemporaries. He ain't gonna win all these fights. He might win one or get a draw with one. You know, maybe I don't know, Lamont Roach. They didn't even expect that. He probably looked at the Lamont Roach situation and said, but you want to get this guy 7 fights? What if that was Shakur? What if that was Devin? What if that was Teofimo? He messed around and lose one of these fights or 2 of them. What we got? What we got? We got a bust, but what we got in Canelo, we got Mexico. You see what I mean? We do it to ourselves. This is why I go crazy when I see you knuckle draggers talking about, oh, well, this guy got a country behind him. You're black and you're American. You don't have your country behind you. What are we talking about here? Oh, I'm sorry. We're too divided. We're too divided, right? What happened to all the black American Tyson Fury fans? Where'd they go? Where'd they go? They were in abundance when Deontay was his rival. They were in abundance. They were everywhere on social media. Where they at now? See what I mean? Black solidarity. But this ain't really about that. It's about Al Haymon, bro. Because this kid said he's retiring with Al Haymon at the end of 2025. Delano, I don't know what your comment is about. I'm keeping it so simple. I'm keeping it so simple. Showtime is a bunch of liars. Steve Espinoza said that Showtime had 11 cards lined up. A month later, Showtime got out of business of boxing. What happened to those 11 fights? This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. And at this current junction, who trusts the PBC? Who trusts the PBC? You'd be a fool to trust the PBC. Oh, Phyllis, you talking about Prez? Now I had to let him go. He's ridiculous. There's no saving certain kids, especially when you're young, with speech impediment from Baltimore, and you're fatherless. I tried, bro. I tried. Delano, you don't have to preach to the choir, brother. You don't have to. There is no black solidarity amongst Black American fight fans. It's ridiculous. What should have been happening between Devin Haney supporters and Tank supporters, we should have been high-fiving, talking about who wins and why, but putting pressure on Tank to make the fight, because he was a quote-unquote A-side. This is before Turkey got involved. The fight could have been made. Tank didn't do it. I heard what I just said? That's an argument in itself. That's an argument in itself. This is the same thing we went through with Deontay Wilder and AJ. We said, wait a minute. Yes, AJ's an A-side. Oh yeah, AJ sells more than Deontay. Yes, Deontay will go to the UK. What's the problem? You see what I just said? The problem was AJ didn't want to fight. The problem was off of Deontay's name, AJ was selling seats without making the fight for undisputed. And that was good enough for them. That was good enough. Every day was something new. Every day it was a new. I'm surprised if Eddie didn't send a contract saying you can't use your right hand until after round 8. He did everything to stop that fight, and he was successful. He was successful. And I'll never forgive the public, Brothers UK, salute. I will never forgive the boxing public for allowing that to happen. 2 black heavyweights, 2 black champions. We could have had an undisputed black champion in our era right now. And Anthony Joshua allowed Eddie Hearn, the devil, to do that. And nature took its course. Deontay Wilder was cheated several times, and AJ got whacked around the ring by Andy Ruiz. There you go. When it came down to 2 white champions, that fight happened immediately. Immediately. We got to answer facts, didn't we? You see what I mean? But the knuckle draggers, we out here fighting 2 wars. Like right now, Tank and Devin. It's ridiculous. KO literally said that he really doesn't want Devin to be successful in any endeavor in boxing, business-wise or fight-wise. What is that? That's personal. That's personal. And I want you to think about the mindset here. I want you to think about the mindset. BFTB got Bill to go to his platform and have a conversation with him. BFTB tried to get the dudes on the Rise podcast to get KO on. They said no. So the dude you root against, the family you root against gave you time. And that's what you say? See what I'm talking about? That's why you gotta be real careful with the company you keep. KO been a hater. He's a fucking baby, behaving like that. When have you heard me get on my platform and say, I hope Tank loses every fight and this, that, and the third? You never heard me say that. All I said was, I want Tank to fight his contemporaries. That's all I ever said. That's all I ever said. When George Kambosos was running around here being crazy, what did I say? Get his ass in the ring. He's that dude, let him prove it. And Devin ran through him twice. 24 rounds. He didn't win that one. Problem solved. Watch this. Years ago, I watched how they tried to make Vasily Lomachenko the next big thing. When Bob Burnham said, I haven't seen anything this great since Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard, two black fighters. I said, whoa, what? The very next fight, he lost to Orlando Salido, and they didn't run it back. Oh, you get it back in blood, dudes. They ain't run it back. So then when Tank started getting mentioned, I said, yo, this kid Tank from Baltimore, if Salido did that, this kid gonna kill. You know what? Kill him. Get him, Tank. That kid Javante? Nah. He's 10 times better. Javante knocks Orlando Salido out. Get him, bro. Next fight, get him, bro. Next fight, get him, bro. Then Vasily starts talking crazy. And then it dawned on me. Oh, they watched Loma fight Gary Russell. Oh. Is Floyd scared for this kid? Because Gary Russell was also on Tank's bumper too, and they ignored him. So I said, wait a minute, I know it's not that. Is it? Then he says the Pedraza fight was a setup. I'm like, come on, man. Don't knock this kid. No. But what? Well, turns out I was right. I was right. And I hated to be right. But how could I believe what you say when I see what you do? That's why I don't listen to Tank fans. No matter what they say, I'm watching this in real time. I'm watching it in real time. You can't deny what I'm seeing. This is what we're looking at. So when I talk about solidarity, Black American fan? No, there's none. Y'all pick a hard stance, and you knuckle draggers start gangbanging. Over this? Over this? Y'all dropping addresses. Y'all talking about pull up over this? I don't recall Team Morales and Team Barrera, when they had their rivalry, I don't recall Mexicans gangbanging over this. Y'all gangbanging over this? Black solidarity. Al Haymon versus Black solidarity. You let Canelo come through the PBC and eat up all the money. You had Tank right there. I think you saw more value in Canelo, and you showed it. The PBC showed it. And I also think that you know the limitations of Tank Davis, which is why y'all wasn't like sweating him going to fight Jake Paul and potentially getting beat up by a heavyweight. And I know you motherfuckers are like, oh, no, that wouldn't have happened. You don't know that. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm no pro fighter, but I'll be remiss if a 135-pound fighter will do me anything in the boxing ring. I'm too big. It's not going to work out. As soon as I put them in a triangle, I'm going to hurt them. This is just science. This is science. Y'all trust Al Haymon? Let me bring y'all back. Wilder Fury 2. I told y'all the story. I came home. I was very confused. Like, why did D look like that? He looked high. I got home and turned on the post-fight. Larry Merchant is sitting on the couch. Sean Porter sitting there with all his teeth out his mouth with that stupid afro. And the first thing I said was, who let this mofo in the house? Who let the hobo in the crib? What is going on here? Why is he there? This guy's a notorious hater of black fighters in particular. Who let that happen? Who fell asleep at the wheel? Y'all remember me telling that story? Almost took my Tim off and broke my damn TV in the living room. I was pissed off like, yo, what? Who did this? Man, it was at that moment. And then when I started realizing when we started hearing what was going on behind the scenes, he got cheated and everything else. And I watched people take the side of Tyson Fury. I said, okay, here we go. We at war. And I looked at Al Haymon. Al Haymon never did an interview. And you don't want to talk to the public, fine. But you had more than enough space and opportunity to get a hold of some people and make some noise. Because what happened to Deontay happened on Al Haymon's watch. Remember me saying that? It was after that fight I started looking at the PBC Strange. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it got progressively worse. The racist emails that were uncovered by Golden Boy and B-Hop ain't saying anything. They call Al Haymon Black Hitler. I'm sure there was a lawsuit in there somewhere, something. I don't know. When it comes time for us to hold the line, it's non-existent because we're too separated. When I see you knuckle draggers talking about, hey, this guy got a country behind him, as if you're not from a country. As if black American fighters don't move the needle in boxing, period. And you clowns are running around. Y'all don't even understand your history. We are the standard. Who's the GOAT? Not Chavez. Muhammad Ali. Yeah, it's Ali who's the GOAT. Sugar Ray Robinson. Hank Armstrong. Black Murderers Row. That's why I can't argue with kids online when they don't know anything. You don't know the history. I point you in the right directions all the time. I say go to Scrapbook Boxing on YouTube and just listen to the history. Why I take this position. I take this position where y'all get in the positions and bend over for guys like Al Haymon. Literally. And look at the fallout now. Floyd got to come out of retirement. He can't sue Al Haymon. And I'm about to play something for you. Because this dude Tank, oh my God. Oh my God. Solidarity indeed. Listen to this.
With Al Haymon. You want to buy Richard? Talk to Al Haymon. Al Haymon is the one who's going to send the money. So to see him in the situation where now you got to come from out of retirement, boy, oh boy. And I will say this, bro. Every dollar that I ever received from Javonte Davis via a wire always came from Haymon Development. It never once was like Javonte Bryant Davis or any. Even when I sent him money, we did some partnerships or something like that where I had to wire him money. It was like this elementary school account. It felt like it was like little such and such.
Yeah,
like he was living through his inner child or something along those lines. But even that account got funneled back to Haymon Development. Anytime he wanted to buy a house, he had to clear it with Al Haymon. Anything.
Let me stop right there. Y'all hear this? Al Haymon control all of Tank Davis' finances. This kid is too stupid to do anything on his own. Y'all are hearing it, right? This ain't me saying this. I don't even know who homie is.
Anytime he wanted to buy a car, he had to have a meeting with Al. Anytime that he wanted to clear the icebox bill or the Iceman Nick bill, Nick Bendy or whatever his name is, he had to have a conversation with Al Haymon. You want to buy Richard? Talk to Al Haymon. Al Haymon is the one who's going to send the money. So to see him in the situation where now you got to come from out of retirement, boy, oh boy. And I see this Floyd lawsuit. And if you suing Showtime because Al Haymon misallocated $400 million and you claim they allowed him to, that lets me know that you can't sue Al Haymon directly.
See that? So how smart is Floyd? See what I mean? Al Haymon designed this shit. Even when he broke into the business, everyone tried to sue Al Haymon, but you couldn't. You know why? Because of his title. He's an advisor. Not promoter, not manager. He was an advisor. So they couldn't get to him. See? I don't see Errol going through this. He got his own promotion, and he had to go around Al to make the Bud fight. I don't see Deontay going through this. How smart is Floyd? Who spawned? It's Dumber and Dumber. Who spawned? Floyd spawned Tank, and now look. And now y'all got mad, and this motherfucker got mad because Bill and Dev ain't want to work with him. Now you see. Now you know why I got Cat Williams back there.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just rough to see. And I know for a fact that all of those accounts ran through Al's name. So to see him in the predicament that he's in, and you got to find out that your money is in a trying circumstance while you having legal trouble and trying to fight legal battles and bring in best in class, it's rough, bro. But the tea leaves is all right there. People give Floyd a lot of backlash right now for, and I just like my fourth JBP reference, bro.
Shout out to Joe Budden. That's literally one of my all-time favorite rappers.
I'll stop it right there. I ain't got to make none of this up. Y'all could be mad with me, and I done had conversations with certain cats, and they got mad with me. But I told them, I said, this shit is going to get worse. So now's the time y'all go to Rumble. We're ending it here on YouTube. Go to Rumble so I can finish this out. The Rumble link is pinned at the top. Go to Rumble, go to Rumble, go to Rumble right now.